morning, everyone. How are you all this morning? I wanted to show you a few things here in the front. This is our 20th week of Challenge Me More in 24. And it's all about how we're going to save 2,000 pounds of all of our kitchen waste and our bathroom waste and papers that need to be shredded, etc. But I wanted to go over a few things with you, and just to kind of excite you, and hopefully you will add these to your garden. And of course, we have things like coffee grounds and the coffee filters and tea bags. I've told you many times that if you take these filters after you've dropped your knocked your coffee grounds out of them, and you take the filter itself, you can put that in the bottom of your pot, and it'll keep the soil from rinsing out. Avocado are just wonderful. If you're going to recycle them and put them in your garden, take this little sticky thing off, because the worms can't break it down. And also, if you put it in your compost, you'll find them years later. It's amazing. But then save your pits. Now you can, I'm just going to stick that there. You can cut these up, pour hot water over them, and then make a delicious tea. And then you can take what's left of it and you can grind it and either feed that to your worms or put it in your soil or put it in your compost. And that's what I have here. My shrimp shells are wonderful because, again, they are something that you could make a tea out of this and drink it. This is chitin. I go ahead and I wouldn't do it with raw shrimp. I use the shells. Whenever I'm making shrimp, I take the shells and the meat apart, and then I cook the meat in all kinds of herbs and spices, and I mean fish, I mean the shrimp. And then I take the shells and I cook that in my broth, and then I use that for soups and sauces and what have you. But then those shells, I've pulverized those and put them through the grinder, and they make a wonderful additive for your worms as well. The shell is made of chitin, and chitin is, I think chitin's a protein. I'm not sure. I'd have to ask Sandra over at Nana's Worms and Gardens. She's our expert on biology. She's a biology professor and has just a wonderful channel if you get a chance to watch. Anyway, the chitin is good, and it's good for building bones. It's good for building, not that your worms have bones, but it's good for them. Eggshells, of course. We know you can just take the eggshell and crumble it if you wish, but you can also pulverize it, and it makes a very fine powder that you can add to your soil for calcium. You can add it to your worms. Now the worms use it as grit, and so they take this because they have no teeth and they have no real stomach. They have a crop and a gizzard, and am I saying that right? I think that's right. And they take that in, and they use the eggshell to grind back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and that little muscle that helps to break the food down. Now the other things I've been adding, of course, and again, Sandra mentioned this over at Nana's Worms and Garden. She said, we always take our any canned vegetables that we have, and we save the liquid, and we add that to our worms. But you could add it to your sprinkling can, and you could give it to your flowers if you don't have worms or you don't have a compost. So it's a source of sugar you know, it's a carbohydrate. It adds it back into it adds biodiversity, I guess is what I'm saying. And Sandra also mentioned, she said she takes her papers and she also recycles those into her worm bin. I was thinking of the fact that when we throw all of this stuff away, we throw it in our recycling. They always say, oh, not necessary to wash or remove any of this stuff. But even though this is, the jar is plastic, uh, I always think that, you know, is somebody taking these off, or does that have to be washed down? Does it make more of a mess? So for me, that gets recycled. In my world, not in the recycling world. So we've covered all this. The thing I was thinking about the other day was Q-tips. My goodness, you could use Q-tips in your worm bin, because I mean they are just paper and it's just cotton. So why not? So that's a new thing that I thought of. Any of our popsicle sticks, nail files are recyclable. They break down. This is a paper good. We get vitamins, and so we get loads of cotton balls. And if you don't use them, I mean, you can use it for if you're, you know, doing your nails, taking nail polish off, or any of the other, putting on your astringent in the morning, what have you. But if you don't, again, goes great in your worms. We were on vacation for a few days, and you're always picking up napkins everywhere you go. And I mean, how many of us are that messy that, you know, you really couldn't just fold it and put it in your purse and stick it in your pocket and be done with it. You can recycle all of your paper goods, your cardboard goods. Cork breaks down because it comes from a cork tree. All your toilet paper rolls, paper towel rolls, any of that. This is our pharmacy, CVS's customer value service, and they send their things out in bags, and the bags are 90% recycled material is used. And I have to tell you, they are the thinnest bags. I mean, I think you can see the light through it, but you know that they're going to break down very quickly. And of course, on the other side, any of the, I'll come around. I hope I'm in view. Rick gets his little rice cakes he likes. And these bags are great if you've got something that you have, want to put in the freezer so that you don't have to put it in your trash. I mean, you can just, you know, and you've got it right there. It's, you know, going to go out and have a second purpose. Any of your cardboard goods, anything that goes inside, if it goes stale, for heaven's sakes, recycle it. So anyway, I think that was probably it. I won't turn that off. The whole idea behind this is to give a second life to all of the things that I consume and Rick consumes. Hang on one sec. I'm drinking my mushroom coffee. It's Dose, D-O-S-E, and it's very good. And it's mushroom coffee versus caffeine coffee, so it's very calming. Anyway, it was, we've had kind of a slow start, and I didn't check us against the beginning of last year, although I did save my little booklet on my 1,000-pound challenge that we ended up getting almost 2,000. We had a really good year. And, you know, you start out and you're recycling everything that you've got in this closet or that closet or this drawer or that drawer. And so this year's been a little slower. But, and we had 3 days off this week, so it was a little hard to get the amount. But when we got home, there was a nice bag of grass clippings that our neighbor Brian had left for us. So that was great. Anyway, bless his heart, that was 25 pounds. So we said, thank you. So our total for this week was 36 pounds. We still came up with 11 of our own. And that 36 pounds after, this is week 20, added up to be, after 20 weeks, 589 pounds, 5.2 ounces. So by 20 weeks, we should be much higher. We should be to 800, but we're not. But we're moving along, and I'm hoping to have some weeks that are in the 75 pounds or 80 pounds or whatever. If we do anything else. Last year, Brian trimmed his trees. He had those crepe myrtle trees, and I think it was 156 pounds in mulch that he brought down, and that was quite a load. And we were very happy to get that, and that added to our almost 2,000 pounds last year. So we'll see. Anything we get is better than nothing. And so I say this to you, my friends and family, whoever, that whatever you can do to put what you have instead of into a trash can and out at the curb, or however country people, we lived in the country, we didn't have trash pickup, we had a dump site, as they called it, where people would just drive up and then throw their plastic bags in there, and I have to say it wasn't too pretty. And I think if those people had, including ourselves, if we had thought about it more, all the things that we did living in the country, if we had known more of these practices, we would have put more back into the ground and into our soil, and it probably would have enriched the whole situation. So everybody doing their own little part. Why are we doing it? Well, it's a twofold. I'm not just doing it because I'm so wonderful and this is an altruistic endeavor. I'm doing it because I want to enrich my soil so that my rich soil can then grow some beautiful fruits and vegetables that are enriched, and then those fruits and vegetables that are rich with vitamins and minerals can enrich me and make me stronger and healthier, and that's my goal. So I hope everybody had a great Mother's Day last week. We went to St. Augustine for a few days. Rick loves going to the beach, so this was again a trip for him, and I'm just a tag along, and so that was fine. And so we're back now, and we want to be hard at it. I did want to let you know that I had a wonderful thing happen, and that was that after 3 years and 8 months, yes, 3 years and 8 months, I finally got my 4,000 watched hours. Yay! And so I'm now monetized. If being older, I won't say old, but being older teaches you anything, it's tenacity. The old line of good things come to those who wait. And I have worked very hard at this, and probably harder than any other little hobby or side job or whatever, to get to the point of finally making anything. I don't think it's ever going to be a rich, getting rich kind of thing, because I don't have that kind of a channel. I don't think people only my small little crowd of friends and family watch this. And that's fine. That's fine. I've met some absolutely beautiful people here, absolutely, and I wouldn't trade it for the world, really. And I think you all know who you are, but anyway, so I thank you for those of you who watched through thick and thin. And now there's going to be ads on it. So if you have time and you can let the ad run, that would be really great. I might get a penny here and there, and all those pennies add up. And so thank you very much. I hope you all have a great week. Remember, the whole point of this was to garden what you've got, which was really just use what you have in life. Don't throw it away. If you can get a second or a third or a fifth or a 10th use out of something, I mean, imagine 90% recycled. What story would each of those bags have to tell? So anyway, take care, everybody. Remember, garden what you've got, and come back and see me again next week, because I will be here. Bye-bye.